What up YouTube, I'm back with another Black Clover episode review, and it was a pretty good episode, man. It was kind of all over the place because there was a lot of things that happened, but it was still pretty good. The first thing that happened was we saw a backstory for Grey, which is interesting because I didn't realize that we never got a backstory for her, and her story is basically the one of Cinderella, where she has a stepmother and sisters that treat her horribly, and then she gets saved by this Prince Charming, which in this case was Gaucher, so I thought that was a pretty cool backstory. Like I said, it reminded me a lot of Cinderella, so yeah. That's why Grey cares about Gaucher so much, because he's the one that saved her life, and he's also the reason why Grey was able to find the Black Bulls, to find a real family compared to what she had, when she was younger. So I really like that backstory a lot. I like that shot of the Black Bulls, it's a pretty awesome shot, of all of them. So yeah, man, I like the backstory of Grey. I didn't realize that we didn't get a backstory of her, in the past, so it was cool that we got that. After that, we saw how Grey was able to make the sword that was in Gaucher disappear and then seal his injury, which is interesting. I don't know what her magic is exactly. Maybe it's not just transformation magic, maybe it's something else, but yeah, man, she has some new powers and everything, so it's going to be interesting to see how much more we'll see her fight or use her magic, because before that it was more transformation. So now that she can maybe heal or seal injuries, it's going to be interesting. The other thing that was interesting to me is that Dante, the king of the Spade Kingdom, basically said that Vanessa and Grey were Arcane stage, because of how their magic are rare. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's not only about how strong you are, but it's how rare your magic is, basically. So yeah. Anyway, the part of the episode that I was the most excited about was the fight between Yami and Dante, so the captain of the Black Bulls versus the king of the Spade Kingdom. And obviously Yami is one of the strongest characters in Black Clover, and then he's fighting one of the new characters of this arc, one of the strongest characters that we've seen so far in this series, in Dante, so I couldn't wait to see that fight. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think that the fight in general was as good as the fight that we got between Asta and Dante, but it was still pretty good. We saw how Yami developed new powers and new spells, which was pretty interesting. One of these spells is called Mana Zone Black Hole, and then from that Mana Zone he created that dark magic Black Moon, and that kind of technique that he used was basically a territory that he had around him, and if someone was to come in his territory, it was going to erase their magic, which is interesting because it's a lot like what Asta does, with his anti-magic stuff, so I thought it was a pretty interesting technique or spell that Yami used. But yeah, man, Yami was going toe to toe against the king of the Spade Kingdom, and like I said, it was a pretty good fight. There were better sequences than others, like this shot right there of Yami slashing Dante, and it was an amazing shot. I thought it was my favorite shot of the episode. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that Yami did that was great. It seems like right now he has the upper hand on the king of the Spade Kingdom, but we'll have to see, because I don't know how strong the king of the Spade Kingdom actually is, because I think he's only using something like 60% of his power or something like that. So we still haven't seen him at his full power against Yami. So we still don't know how much stronger Yami got, so I think we still got some more fighting to do between Yami and Dante. So it's gonna be exciting and interesting to see how this fight ends, because we saw how much stronger Dante is than Asta, and that's probably because Dante has one of the strongest demons and Asta has only a like grade 4 demon or something like that. So we still haven't seen how much stronger Dante is. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see when that happens, because so far he's shown a lot, with his gravity magic plus his demon power. It's something else. But The other thing that happened in this week's episode was the Hard Kingdom getting attacked by the Spade Kingdom, and especially the Dark Disciples, because we saw how the Dark Disciples were able to defeat the Spirit Guardians pretty easily, and I think the Spirit Guardians are supposed to be the captains of the Heart Kingdom in comparison to the captain of the Clover Kingdom, so they're supposed to be really, really strong. So the Dark Disciples were able to defeat them pretty easily, and one of them actually used skin magic, which is pretty gross, skin magic. I didn't think that we would see something like that in Black Clover. The name of the guy that used skin magic is Venkin Gattard, and he could basically make his skin hard or soft, which was pretty gross, like I said. But it's pretty interesting how many kind of magic the author or the creator of Black Clover has in the back of his mind, how he created all these kind of magic. But yeah, man, he actually fought Luck, and Luck wasn't doing well at the beginning, because one, the Dark Disciple have the power of the demon inside of him, and I think this one said that he has 50% of the demon power that Vanica has, so he's one of the strongest Dark Disciples. So what Luck had to do is go faster and faster and faster. I actually thought that the Luck fight was pretty well animated, and I understand that this kind of fight is pretty much easier to animate than other fights because Luck is really, really fast, so there isn't as much to do as the other fights, but it was still pretty good, man. I really like that fight a lot, and just seeing Luck's crazy eyes when he fights someone that is strong or maybe a little bit stronger than him is pretty cool, man. But yeah, like I said, he had to go a lot faster than he was before, and then he just kind of transformed into a lightning spear, to go through the skin magic guy, so it was a good fight. I really liked it, and it was a pretty good episode. There's a lot of things that happened. We saw Gray's backstory, then we saw how Asta got defeated by Dante, then we saw Yami versus Dante, and then Luck versus someone that uses skin magic, so there's a lot that happened in this week's episode. So let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. Let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do Black Clover reviews every Tuesday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Dr. Stone and the Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays, Jujutsu Kaisen reviews on Fridays, One Piece reviews on Saturdays, Boruto Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sunday mornings, and then I do Attack on Titan the final season on Sundays. So stay tuned for all of that. Like, comment, subscribe, it would help my channel a lot, and follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, man. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.